Sometimes when you hire a workforce, you simply roll the dice. You can't really be 100% sure of what you're getting. You can do your homework, but how can you be sure that you're getting the most professional, best trained, and safest workers available? Well, when you hire union iron workers from Local 25, you don't have to guess. We're the best trained around, we're drug-free, and we prove it. And our local union has the ability to man any kind of job. Our craftsmen and women have a specialized skill set that they've honed by training at a first-class facility with a contractor-led curriculum. We don't tell you how to run your job. We'll help you manage your job so you can go from being stuck on the small stuff and focus on the bigger picture. That's what happens when you partner with Iron Workers Local 25. Let us let you in on a little secret. Long gone are the days when union bosses would tell business owners how to run their job. What that's been replaced by is a business partnership between union members and contractors, all set out to do one thing: become the best in the business.
Essentially, the unions have now evolved into what is almost the human resources department for field labor. And so that is a striking contrast to where we're at loggerheads every time we sat across the table.
I see a complete change from 4 or 5 years ago in the attitude, and I talk to my workers every time I'm on a job site, and I tell them the same thing. If you don't get it done today, you're not going to have a job tomorrow.
That attitude separates union iron workers from their non-union competition. In this day and age of skyrocketing costs, you can't afford to do the same job twice.
This, and hiring union labor, is the union is absorbing the cost for you as an owner of training the workforce. You're not doing that on your job while you're trying to make a schedule. The union's taking care of that.
You're only as good as your last job. You know, we have to sell ourselves every day. I mean, show up on time, be prepared to work, and you're 8 hours work for 8 hours pay. That's the way I was brought up, and that's the way most of us in the industry were brought up.
We help you do business. We work hard so you don't have to clean up a mess. We work right so you're...
We know that nobody runs a business better than the business owner. We're simply here to complement that. There are many, many employers without unions. There are no unions without employers. So that is the reality of it, and we look upon it as a partnership.
Collective bargaining agreements are often seen as being restrictive. Today's agreements are nothing like those of the past.
In the old days, there was a lot of adversary sides where it was the contractors against the unions 30 years ago. Since that time, we realized we need to work together to capture the market share. And through labor management meetings and focusing on the needs for the industry, we come together, especially in the areas of building this training facility.
When you partner with Local 25, everybody is more competitive. Local 25 workers receive a good wage and benefits. You get the best trained, safest, and most professional iron workers around.
We are trying to make sure that the people that we provide to the contractors, the apprentices that come in these programs, become productive employees.
That safety is paramount to the success of both the contractor as well as the union.
With a union worker, you have a trained employee that is productive, he's good at what he does, and he works safely. He knows how to work safely. He has been trained to work safely.
Are you ready to see where you can go with the iron workers? We invite you to come on down and visit our school, get a feel for how our apprentices work, take a look at our first-rate training equipment and instructors, but most of all, let us talk to you about how we can get your future started today.
The union labor gives me a big advantage because I know what I'm going to get. It's repeatable. I have the same productivity, job to job to job. I'm not starting over from scratch every time I start a new project, regardless of the size of the project. When we hit the ground, I know I'm going to get qualified labor that's going to be able to produce X amount of pieces a day for a given type of job.
I look at a bright future. We've got a great mindset with the officers and the membership, knowing that training is one of the most important things you need to keep the industry moving. Without training and certifications, you'll be left out in the cold, and you won't be at the table when it comes to basically doing that work.